This is today's WWE NXT full show results video, which takes place at WWE Performance Center. The show opens with the entrance of Carmelo Hayes and Trick William, and Carmelo says Braun Breaker is still in his feelings about his loss at Stand and Deliver, but he didn't pass Melo anything, he took it. Melo says he gives Braun a spot in tonight's four-way for a shot at his title because he needs to get it back, and then comes Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee said he came here to fight the best, and that title says that Hayes is the best. He said Melo wants Breaker, but after he wins the four-way tonight, it's going to be the two of them. Then comes JD McDonough, and said to Melo he comes out here and headbutts you in your face just because he likes the sound of skulls colliding. Then comes Grayson Waller, and he's gonna win the four-way tonight, and Melo said he sees a whole lot of them, but there can only be one him. Then we saw a match between Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn versus Fallon Henley and Kiana James for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, and the result of this match was Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn won the match by pinfall with a senton atomico from Alba Fyre on Fallon Henley, retaining the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Then we saw Chase U in and around the ring to give Duke Hudson his MVP award for his going above and beyond the call of duty at Stand and Deliver. Chase apologizes and gets to presenting Duke with his trophy. Hudson gets on the mic and says it's not about Chase Me, it's about Chase U, but admits he put the whole university on his back and took them to the promised land. Braun Breaker rolls up in all black to explain that he doesn't want to be in the #1 contenders match for the NXT Championship because the title is just a curse to him and he doesn't need the approval of these scumbags anymore, and he offers Duke his spot in the four-way later tonight. Hudson shakes his hand, but of course, Breaker fakes out and turns around and spears Chase, and Duke takes his trophy and runs, and Braun grabs the Chase U flag and tears it up. Then Gigi Dolan gets a video package where she takes us back to her childhood home and draws parallels between her current feud and her troubled childhood. The next match happened between Eddie Thorpe versus Javier Bernal, and the result of this match was Eddie Thorpe defeated Javier Bernal by pinfall. The next match happened between Sol Ruca versus Tiffany Stratton, and the result of this match was Tiffany Stratton won the match by pinfall with the moonsault. Then Cora Jade makes her entrance and gets on the mic, and talked about Zoe Stark, Roxanne Perez, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, and then Indy Hartwell, and finally said Cora says she's the hero of this story. Then comes Lyra Valkyria, and says if Cora wants to come back a house on fire and reach her peak on the microphone, go ahead, she'll give her a crown now. Then Cora slaps her and laughs about it, and Lyra takes her down with a kick and throws her to the floor. The next match happened between Ilya Dragunov versus Von Wagner, and the result of this match was Ilya Dragunov won the match by pinfall with Torpedo Moscow, and Robert Stone will no longer manage Von Wagner as a result. Post-match, Donovan Dijak's music plays and he appears on the apron behind Dragunov, who smiles and laughs when he realizes. He turns to face Tall Dawn as he re-enters the ring, and Dijak says if pain makes Ilya feel alive, he's gonna make him immortal. Then we saw a match between Joe Coffey versus Tank Ledger, and the result of this match was Joe Coffey won the match by pinfall with a discus lariat. Post-match, the Schism jumps Gallus, and a huge brawl breaks out. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Dragon Lee versus Duke Hudson versus Grayson Waller versus JD McDonough to become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship, and the result of this match was Grayson Waller won the match by pinfall with a lateral press on Duke Hudson to become the #1 contender to the NXT Championship. Waller celebrates on the ramp and drinks from a boot, and Carmelo Hayes makes his entrance to square up with him, and the show goes off the air.